What's good, my people, and welcome back to Cars with Smirk. Today, we're driving Hyundai's newest budget buster, the Exter. It's a city-friendly crossover with a rugged edge. Let's find out what makes this little guy tick. It's Smirk. First impressions on the Exter, well, it's compact, stylish, and has some serious personality. I don't think it turns heads because of how gorgeous it looks, rather because of how it looks like nothing else on the roads. On the bonnet, you get the Hyundai badge, Exter lettering here, LED daytime running lights, and if you go further down here to the headlights, they are squared off, which you might be familiar with in the Hyundai venue. I would have liked if these were LED, but we do get halogen lights down there. The whole car is complemented with blue and black, a two-tone, which I think looks very well. Black mirrors, black roof, black accents everywhere. I love black. Color ya manyora. Who doesn't love it? I was not a fan of the way it looked at first, but it's starting to grow on me. 15-inch light alloy wheels. These are actual wheels, unlike in the lower trims where you get plastic covers. This is the executive manual transmission trim, which is the mid-range level when you're getting into the Hyundai Exter. That means you are going to get roof rails, these blacked side cladding, and just the whole body and the creases and the bulges on the body give the car a lot of personality, which I am a big fan of. I think this angle shows you exactly what I mean when I say this car is a bit proportionally awkward. You do get a honeycomb effect here at the rear, your Hyundai badging, Exter badging, and the honeycomb effect continues here. I love that bit so much. Your rear bumper, plastic with black and silver trims, and it looks okay. The interior is what I would describe as a very practical interior. It has an 8-inch infotainment touchscreen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto that has to be connected, but you do have a USB connection here and a Type-C connection, which I appreciate so much. There are so many modern cars that don't even have Type-C connections. In the middle here, you have a 12-volt socket, a 180 kilowatt socket. Your climate controls are all manual functions. Who doesn't appreciate manual functions on the climate controls? This is a multifunctional steering wheel. I was quite impressed because you do get cruise control in here. So for under 300,000 rands, you do get cruise control. Quite impressive. The steering wheel is a leather trimmed steering wheel. I love the stitching on it because it has blue stitching, complementing the interior as well with all this blue stitching here on the gear lever, blue stitching because of the color of the car. The steering wheel can be adjusted for tilt, which is quite handy. The seats are manually operating, and I am not mad at all the plastic finishes in here because at the end of the day, we need to understand and accept that this is a budget car. So up here, you will get plastic finishes here. That honeycomb effect continues. It continues on the side of the doors as well. Something quite impressive that you might not find it impressive. You might be like, why is he saying that's impressive? But there are electric windows all around. So the rear passengers do get electric windows as well. And I know manufacturers that are not putting electric windows for the rear passengers. These cloth seats with Exter written on them, they are quite comfortable. You do not get a sunroof in the executive trim. Step up to the premium and you will be treated with a sunroof. Check. I was so impressed at how spacious this interior is. And you wouldn't expect it to be this spacious because looking at it from the outside, it's quite a small looking car, but it is so practical because look at this. Chilling. You can control your climate down here and you do not have any USB ports in the rear for charging. So the only charging ports will be up front. It has ISOFIX points if you are wanting to connect a baby seat because I feel this is a car that even a young family can use and they will be very comfortable in it. It's a practical car, spacious enough. Is this not spacious enough for you? Come on. Wow. It does not have 60/40 seats, but that can all be brought down and you have all this space. Thank you. Yeah, so it's the Hyundai Exter. It's quite new. Yeah. So I don't know if you know about the Grand i10. It's also, yeah, it's based on the Grand i10, but they made a completely new model, which is a raised ride height. It has the same engine that's in the Grand i10 as well. Yeah. It's fairly comfortable as well.
Is it?
Yeah. Fairly comfortable to drive.
Nice. Nice. And is it your car or are you just making pictures of it?
I'm doing a review, so I'm a car reviewer.
Okay.
So yeah, the Hyundai actually sent me this car. I'm going to do a review. I've been shooting a review on it and I'm going to upload it on my YouTube and I write articles as well. So I'm going to write a piece.
Nice.
Thank you.
All right.
With 185 millimeters of ground clearance, this Exter is ready for whatever gravel you want to throw at it. Obviously not extreme gravel. Come on, this is not a 4x4. But it's quite impressive for its size. All right. You have joined me inside the Hyundai Exter. The exterior. So I'm gonna do the talk like this because there's a Hyundai Exter. Yo, Katala. Yo, just a joke. It's just a joke. But the first time I drove this car, as soon as I got in, I was actually surprised at how comfortable it is. Two surprising things was how comfortable it drives and how spacious the interior is. Looking at it from the outside, you wouldn't expect it to have such a spacious interior. The drive as well, wow. The Hyundai Exter is powered by a 1.2 liter copper engine, which we are familiar with in the Grand i10. It's the same engine, same setup, pushing 61 kilowatts and 114 Newton meters of torque. Yes, those power figures are not high figures, they're quite low, but what makes it work is the power to weight ratio, because the Exter comes in at around 960 kgs. I know it's under a ton, so it's lightweight. So the power to weight ratio makes you not really feel like it is underpowered. That's also thanks to this 5-speed manual. Oh my goodness, this 5-speed manual is everything. I would only recommend purchasing this in a 5-speed manual. If you were to get the automated manual, that's when you would feel how underpowered it is and you will be complaining every second day of your life. When you go on the open highway, it's the same in this, but you will have to do a lot of pre-planning before you do an overtake because it's not the most powerful. But on the highway, this is not really its strong suit. This vehicle, this crossover SUV, is made for city driving. I live in Cape Town, so driving it in Cape Town where the streets are very narrow, where you need to always be looking for parking. Sometimes parking is available in the streets, in tight spots. I mean, I come from driving quite a massive vehicle. I was driving the Isuzu MUX, and now from that, I'm jumping into this, and I'm like, oh, finally, I can get parking where I want. I can maneuver how I want, and it's quite a relief. Driving it on the highway as well, it does feel well planted on the ground. As light as it is, it feels well planted. This is the windy city that I am in. Not once did I feel like the wind was going to take me into another lane or another planet. It's quite a solid build. But that's Hyundai as well. If you buy a Hyundai, you know that it does come with quite a solid reputation. It's a reliable car, and you will have a lot of peace of mind. One of the most notable things about the Hyundai Exter has to be its fuel efficiency. So I have traveled 310 kilometers, and on the clock, I still have a range of 424 kilometers, meaning a full tank can give you up to 700, more than 700 kilometers, which is quite impressive that you can get that much range in this little car. I've been averaging 6.7, 6.6, and now it obviously went higher because I've been shooting, meaning when I'm shooting, I leave the car idling so that I can move out of the way. I can daytime running lights and all of these type of things that I would be doing. You can get into a Hyundai Exter from 269,000 rands. That is for the premium, and the top spec elite trim, that is over 300,000 rands. I am currently in what I think is the one to get and the perfect one, the mid-range executive trim. Perfect. The only thing that I was also saddened about with the car is ESC does not come standard across all the models. That would have been nice because it was going to add to the safety aspect of it all. That definitely should have come standard. It is what it is. That you will get in the elite trim, as well as a sunroof in the elite trim. And yeah, a lot of people love sunroofs. But this is the budget car. If you want a sunroof, you're still asking for a lot, I feel. I just love how this car is so simple, man. Driving it in the city, fast free, you can just bam, bam, bam. You in and out wherever you want to be in. Who would I think this car is for? Ideally, it would be for students or first-time car buyers. Because, like I said, you want something reliable, this will give you reliable. You want something efficient, this is super efficient. You want something that's not going to drain your pockets. Is this the off-ramp? No. I'm just gonna go again. It might have been the off-ramp. I think it was the off-ramp. It was the off-ramp. No, it wasn't. Yeah! Yeah, let's go. But I know students are not gonna like the way this looks because students really want that cool factor. And I don't know if this has that cool factor. It's going to be looked down on because of the way it looks, but it's going to be a very wise man's choice. Otherwise, since we have to cancel out students, I would say elderly people, they would really love this car because it is practical. If you're about to have maybe a family, this is spacious enough for your family, but elderly people, mothers, grandmothers, and so forth, they would be loving this car because they will be able to fill the car with the grandkids. Grandkids will be comfortable. When they're buying groceries, fill the car with groceries, enough space. Going to the park, maybe to walk their pets like their dogs. The dogs will be able to fit in the car and they'll still be very comfortable in the car as well. It's just a nice practical car. So I think elderly people, that would definitely be a go-to for them. Personally, ever since I've been spending time with it, I've gotten to love it, and I've gotten to accept it. I'm like, oh man, you're actually a cutie. You're actually such a cutie. But yeah, my verdict would be this is a solid car. This is a brilliant offering from Hyundai. You get safety, practicality, some sort of style, all under 300k. A budget-friendly crossover under 300k, which is a very good package. It's simple, fuss-free. It's easy to drive. This manual is a gem. I love this manual with everything in me. But yeah, that has been it from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you found it useful. If you did, hit that like button, drop a comment, and if you see a content creator, give them a hug. Peace.
So fresh, so clean. Said I'm with a Peng Ting. Big dreams, man, what you mean? That's the reason that I need mostly overseas trips. I'm a big